Yeah. All right. What is up, you guys? Welcome back, guys, to another YouTube channel. Today is Monday, July 22nd, 2024, guys. And today we're actually going to be talking about, super important topics to many traders, which is smart money. And what is smart money? Smart money is just a way of thinking, is a way of truly seeing the markets from a different perspective of just a every single everyday person to an actual investor, to an actual trader. So without much to say, guys, let me actually start sharing my screen so we can hop into these charts because that's what we're here for. Okay. Just start putting out my my trading view. But smart money, guys, it's just a way of thinking. It's just a way of seeing the markets. It's just a way of truly understanding what is it that we're looking at. It's a way to understand that in reality, we're not the market makers. We don't have any saying within the markets. We just play with what the market gives us. We can sit here all day and become or guess or do all these things, but in reality, smart money is the one in charge of these markets. Once you guys have an understanding, once you guys have an understanding that smart money is just a way of thinking, you guys will truly come to an understanding that smart money, it's what's gonna get you to the next level in your trading game. And smart money is just a way to truly understand what is it that we're dealing with here. So right now in front of us, we actually have a pair known as gold or XAU mini traders. Let me actually just do this real quick. There you go. So this is known as gold. And what gold did for us yesterday, actually marked this pair up yesterday on Sunday night. And what gold did was that gold came and picked up this liquidity, came to a daily zone, and it just left from it. As you guys see, there was manipulation within the markets. What the market makers did, or what smart money did, was left this area. As you guys see, what smart money did, smart money did it intentionally. Let's just say that smart money had a reason behind coming back. Many people thought smart money was going to keep going up, or the smart money was going to keep pushing up the markets because we saw this big sell. But the reason why smart money came back is because there was that gap right there. So a lot of times when we have those market opens and there's a gap, it's more likely for the market to really come back to it. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys drop a 111 in the chat if you guys can see my screen? Because yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Everybody else can see it. Yeah, everybody else can see it. So probably try to leave the meeting, come back in, and then that should probably make it easier for you, Sandra. But at the end of the day, guys, we have to realize that smart money had a reason behind coming back. Not only that it had a gap right there, but another reason why smart money came back is because he had to pick up this liquidity. We have to understand that smart money is gonna go where it's gonna hurt the most people. Smart money is gonna go where they see the most opportunities to make money at. Remember, it's trillions of dollars within this market. We're not just dealing with just our regular everyday bank. We're dealing with BlackRock. We're dealing with investors. We're dealing with Facebook. We're dealing with all these companies trading within the markets and truly moving the money for us. We're dealing with governments here. We're dealing with reforms. We're dealing with all these different, big smart money, with this big money, because at the end of the day, the markets is trillions and trillions of dollars. Trillions of dollars are getting moved every single day. That's why something I want you guys to understand is that each pair is different. Okay. A lot of people are like, okay, why does gold move so much more than GBP, JPY, or Euro USD? Because there's so much more people putting their money in gold. That's why gold has more volume, because gold investors are much more than Euro USD investors. Does that make sense? That's why in a whole day, you can make in gold, you can make what you will make in your USD in like 2 weeks, you can make it in gold within one day. I'm gonna just put it that way. And it's all because of smart money. It's all because the investors that put their money. Does that make sense? That's what we see this manipulation. Okay. Once you guys understand that the pairs that move the faster, they have more volume within it, you guys really understand so many more things. Like right here, we're in this area. So right now, we see the market came to a stop, it turned around, now it's going back up. Two things can happen. Either the market keeps this right here as a, as a support, or the market keeps going up and it breaks above this and it's for a continuation. But something you have to realize is the smart money is doing this for a reason. Smart money or big banks or the market makers, the reason why this drop happened was because the market makers took gold to the upside. And this same pattern keeps repeating itself. You guys see that drop? You guys see that drop right there? You guys see the same exact drop getting repeated over and over and over again every time a new all-time highs get repeated. So now that we understand that all-time highs is happening right now, what are we expecting next? Okay. Since we see this happening, we see this happening. Not only did this happen, because this is where all-time highs really happen right here. Because all-time highs is the body close, not the wick, because that's just weakness. Okay, so a drop happens, the market picks up one more time, another drop happens. So what makes you think that the market drops? It picks up, it's gonna go back up at least 50%, and then it's gonna fall back over again to continue the same momentum that it has always done, that it has always had. So you guys have to understand that smart money is what's moving the market. It's not you, it's not your thoughts, it's not your bias, it's smart money. That's why you cannot get mad at the markets, because the markets don't have no emotions. The markets don't care about your money or you. You should care about your money. That's why you put a stop loss on the markets. Does that make sense to all of you guys? Can you guys drop a 111 in the chat if that makes sense? Or drop a coffee mug if that makes sense? But I want you guys to come to an understanding that you don't have any control over the markets. The markets have control over your money. All you can control is the amount of money that you put in. How would you do that? By putting a stop loss, by not over leveraging, by putting the right lot size. If your account is less than $100, you shouldn't be using a 0.02. Once your account gets to 150 plus, that's when you can use 0.02 one time. That's it. Not over leveraging. Once you reach 200, then that's when you keep doing it. But it's all about compounding it. All right. So I'm gonna mark up this prayer. I'm gonna mark up goal using our AI. So as many of you guys know, now that I kind of give you guys the TED talk of, smart money and what's truly smart money, now we're gonna truly get into the fire of marking up these charts. Who's ready for them? Who's ready for the charts of Tuesday? Because guys, right now in Asia, it's already Tuesday. It's not Monday. It's Tuesday sessions now. So I want you guys to get into the understanding that right now, it's not Monday no more. It's Tuesday. For the markets, it's Tuesday. All right. Now for us, it may still be Monday, but for the markets, it's Tuesday already. So you see, all right. Let's get it. Let's win. Facts, proper risk to reward. Once you guys have an understanding that you want to risk one orange to make 3 bananas, I mean, I'm gonna go for the 3 bananas over the 1 orange, So yeah. All right. So let's start with the daily zone, guys. As you guys know, I'm an intraday trader. The strategy that I use it involves so many things. But today we're gonna be focused on smart money. We're gonna be focused on that way of thinking. Okay, so when I'm marking up this chart, first things first, I wanna focus on daily zones. Daily zones that have previously been support and daily zones that have previously been resistance. Does that make sense? So as of right here, right now, this area right here has been previous support and previous resistance. That's why I'm using this area right here. It has been resistance, 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 resistance. Now it's supporting itself. Not only is it supporting itself, but the market is playing the same momentum. This same drop that the market did, it went back up, then it dropped. The market came back down, it went back up, it dropped. Okay? Came back down, it's gonna go back up, it's gonna drop. That's when we understand that smart money is truly in control of the markets. Okay? Now that we have our daily zone, now we're gonna do the next daily zone. Okay? So the next daily zone is gonna have the same exact thing. Area that has been support and area that has been resistance. So I like this right here. Let me see. Honestly, like that right there better. So I like this area right there. Okay, the last, what if it just retests the last higher high was retested, but it broke through, made a higher high. So wait, so the last higher high, so which higher high are you talking about? Are you talking about this one, or are you talking about this one, or this one? Or which higher high are you talking about, bro? This one or this one? The first one or two? The middle. So this one? So what if it just retests? So it says, what if it just retests? The last higher high was retested, but it broke through, made a higher high. So as you can see, but look how long it took for it to make that happen. I'm not saying it automatically is gonna create it, but the market came down, went back up. This candle did not broke it. The market came down. This candle did not broke it. You see how it took a lot of candles before it went up? Took a lot of candles before it went up. What makes you think the market's not going to keep going up? It's going to make the same exact movement all over again. The market already made higher highs. The market has to correct itself. If we go in the bigger time frame, which is almost the weekly, we can actually see the market moving different. Do you see? The market has that drops. The market is experiencing resistance right there in the weekly. And that's what bigger, traders, that's what, smart money is looking at. Smart money is looking at the bigger time zone. The market's like smart money is looking at the bigger time frame. That's why I focus so much on going towards the daily zone, you know? Now that we understand that the markets are daily, okay? Something I like to look is this 25 feet, 25, yeah, 20, step 25. Step 25 is just indicates every 25 steps, where is the market rejecting? What a coincidence that I'm using the AI that we're provided to draw this out. And this has helped me so much, now I can actually move that right there. And that's in alignment because the market touch, it literally rejected right there and rejected right there. Now we're within the daily zone. Now that I know my daily zone, now I'm going to my actual chart. Now I'm gonna draw those daily zones, not that I understand where those daily zones are at. Okay. So I want to grab the chart. I want to grab the chart and draw those daily zones. So the first one was this one right here. I like that one. I actually like this one right here. And the next one is going to be this one right here. I think it was this one, if I'm not mistaken. It was this one right here. Yeah, it was this one right here. Okay, now I want to go to the 4 hour. In the 4 hour, there's two things that I'm going to do. One, I'm gonna fix my daily zones, which honestly, the daily zones don't need that much fix because they're already fixed. But I want you guys to take a look at what smart money did. It broke through it, came up, it literally had a little push to the upside. It came down, it came to touch the previous, support, which was the previous resistance. It came, touched that, creating a support area. Now the market's deciding in this right here. The market's wanting to make a decision. Is it gonna buy from right there, or is it gonna go lower to buy from a lower zone? But remember, we buy low, we sell high. So now we understand what the markets are right now. So the market's right here. So that's the candle that we want to work with. And remember, this is the 4-hour time frame. So we're dealing with big money still. Okay. So next thing that I want to do is use areas of support and resistance. Areas that the market has been previous support and previous resistance. So I like this area right here because the market has been supporting itself in that zone. It supported itself right here. It supported before it made that push to the upside. It's about to come down. If it comes down one more time, it's going to support before it pushes to the upside. The next area, we're going to draw a resistance zone. I like that resistance right there because the market has been previous support up here, and now it's just resisting the market. Okay, and something about gold is that gold respects money. Gold respects areas. Let me just fix it a lot more. I like that right there. But so now that I'm doing this, now I want to move on to the 1 hour. And in that 1 hour, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna fix those areas. So and find even better areas. All right. So I actually like this even better now. Now that we're in the daily, you guys see how in the 1 hour actually find better areas or find areas that I could see a lot of more potential on. Drop a 111 or drop a coffee mug if you understand what I'm saying. If you understand like the actions that I'm taking towards marking at the chart. Okay. So in the 1 hour, something that happens is that the market this is where we're actually going to be looking towards taking a trade, or this is where we're going to be looking at a more of a clarity idea because we see a lot less money. So now that we have drawn our dailies, now that we have drawn our support and our resistance, which this right here, which is 2403.85, that's known as our resistance. And our resistance area is just an area that the market's resisting to break from. We have our support area right here down here. So a support area is just an area that the market is supporting itself on, that the market supporting is on with wicks. And wicks at the end of the day is just weakness. So I want you guys to write that down. Wicks is just weakness. So when the market creates a wicks, it's just creating weakness of sellers or weakness of buyers. We see weakness of, what do we see here, guys? Drop in the chat. Do we see weakness of buyers or do we see weakness of sellers in this area right here? Okay, we got one. Anybody else? Okay, correct. We see weakness of sellers. Why do we see the weakness of sellers? Because we see the buyers creating those push to the upside. And when the buyers are pushing, it's just creating weakness. We see weakness right there. And that's why this is known as a liquidity. That's what this is known as liquidity. That's what this is creating liquidity, because liquidity is wicks that are weaknesses. Does that make sense? Drop a 111 in the chat if you're with me. So the market is creating that weakness for us, okay? So now we want to ask ourselves, okay, so what are we going to do? Samuel, what do we take? Do we take a buy? Do we take a sell? What do we do? What do we wait for? You just want to wait for the market to hit those support or resistance. And if the market can do two things. It can either go up or it can go down or it can go sideways. That's all the market really does. It goes up okay? It goes down or it just goes sideways. It's three things that the market usually does. So the market could do two things, okay? But now that I'm finished, I'm done with this. Now I want to look for areas that we see money, okay? So this whole area right here, what is this whole area right here known as, guys? I've been talking about it for the past, what, 3 weeks? I've been telling you guys, what, like, if you guys were me and I was labeling this, what will this be labeled as? Correct. Brandon got it. Money zone. That will be labeled as a money zone. Why is that a money zone? And a lot of you guys are like, wait, what is money zone? Because the market created a weakness, leaving the money of seller of buyers behind. Not only is it a money zone, but it could be a potential zone that we could see selling at, or it could be a potential zone that we could see the market really spiking towards. Does that make sense? And I don't see a gap quite yet. It's a money zone. A gap is more like this. Let's see. This is a gap. But the same, yeah, that's a gap right there. Okay. Now that we have those areas that we can see the market flying towards, we can see the market coming to this zone right there. Does that make sense? So the money zone is just area that the market has left money behind. A money zone is like, I like to call it attraction zone. The areas that are juicy for the market. Let's just put it right there. The areas that the market is more probable to go to. Why is this a probable area? Because the market could do two things. It can come up and reject, like leave us a little weak right there, or it can literally go to it and create what's known as a break of structure, which is this right there. You guys see that? So the market could literally create a break of structure for us tonight. So I'm excited to see it honestly happen. Break of structure. BOS is a break of structure. And a break of structure just means that the market is changing from selling to buying. So if we see this price right here, close below this right here, below this last, lower high, we could see a change of structure continuing to the upside, not only going to pick up this money zone, but now going to pick up that gap right there. Like going to fill up that gap, because that's what the market does. When it comes down to gaps, all the market is doing is truthfully just going to fill it up. And why is that known as a gap? Because there's no money right here in the previous candles. This wouldn't be a gap, this one right here, because we do have that money right there. All the market did was it bounced to the upside and it came down once again. Right here, we don't see the market retracing to it at all. So that's why it's a gap. I like to call them gap. Like many traders like to call them different names. I've always called them a gap. So we have the money zone and we have the gap, which is, already telling us the market could be looking into buys as a bias of, tonight. Okay. But now we want to ask ourselves, what are we going to see in London, Samuel? To make sure that we understand what we're going to see in London. And London session opens up at 3 a.m. For those of you guys who do not know, London session opens up at 3 a.m. So what did the market do during London session last night? So where's 3 a.m.? This is 7, 5, 4, 3. So this was 3 a.m. You guys see that buy that gold did during 3 a.m., during the 3 a.m. zone? What makes you think the market is not going to go up, come back down, and just break through it? Coming for this money right there. So that could be a potential that we are seeing. If the market breaks above our resistance zone, I will be looking into a more of a buyer's market. Or if the market goes and taps our support area, I'll be okay with it because now the market is just coming and building up liquidity right there, building up the money for us. Does that make sense? But more likely, I do want to see more of a selling momentum during evening time. So I'm gonna make a note for me right there. I'm gonna just put it on the side. So we want to see buying more, see buying more during London session. So if we want to see buying mode during London session, what do we want to see? We want to wait for our confirmation to play it off. Not only do we want to see the break of the break of structure during the resistance, but as we're seeing, the market is rejecting. That's what's creating those candles or wicks because that's weakness. The market's just giving us weakness of the sellers. So now as a smart money trader, or as of thinking as thinking of a smart money, now I want to think, okay, where am I gonna go hurt the people? People have their stop losses up here. People have their stop losses up here. Does that make sense? And since people have those stop losses right there, the market is more probable to go stop them out. Those weakness are also stop losses that people have left behind. Okay. So I want to wait for that to happen. So I want to wait for this to break above it, close right above it, come back, retest at the resistance, and push to the upside. So I will be looking for a more of a push movement. Okay, I will be looking for more of a buying momentum. And I could see, you guys see the 38.20? Like, even if we put it all the way like to the higher highs, like that's almost 50% as well. We put it from right here, it's 38.20. I mean, I cannot, this is just what the market is showing me. Okay. So we do want to see a more of a higher momentum with, with London. If the market comes back, guys, to this area, you want to wait for a rejection. You want to wait for wicks to keep getting created. You don't want to take it right away when the market's pushing down and be like, oh, Samuel said that the market is right there, so I'm going to take the buy. No, wait for it. If the market decides to create another candle, come down. Wait for the candle to turn into a green or whatever your buying candle colors are and start to actually have weakness because that's already one, two, three candles of weakness. What makes you think that the next candle is not going to fall and it's going to create a wick, creating that momentum or that push to the upside, just like this one? Yo, what's up, Tony? So that's what I want to see, you know? So I do want to wait for that money zone and that gap to go get picked up because that's what smart money's looking towards, you know? So let me see. When you say wait for the candle, do you mean the long candle? Yes, wait for either a long candle to get created, which is more of a buying candle, or wait for just any confirmation that you have. That's your confirmation to take those buys. For me, a confirmation to take buys, it will be the market creating another candle. Let me actually get closer to it. On this right here. For me, it will be the market creating another candle like this. Like let's say the market, so the market can literally fall like this, guys, and all of a sudden in the last 5 minutes of that 1 hour, it can literally go back into this. And like it will be, oh my God, this is why some side, see, where's the drawing right here? So the market can literally like this whole area right here, with like in the middle of this. I don't know if you guys can, like in the middle of this right here. See, let me actually. So like right here in the middle of this, we could see like a wick, like another wick just like that one, another candle just like that. indicating us the market is rejecting right here. Or we could see another candle pushing to the upside downside, pulling all the money up and just creating that rejection right there, and just then go like the market can literally fall all of a sudden, and all of a sudden the next candle that pulls up is just straight up. Does that make sense? Like we could see something like that, and that's just not a manipulation of the markets. So you do want to wait for your confirmations to get played off, but this is the play that I'm looking into gold tonight, guys. During London session, and I do want to see more about bullish momentum during the last 2 hours of Asia and during the London session with gold. Does that make sense? Can I get a 111 or can I get a coffee mug in the chat, guys? If that makes sense, 1,000%. If that makes sense, if you guys understand what do I mean when I'm looking at smart money, what do I mean when I'm looking at the market, what do I mean when smart money is in there? Because I'm not just looking at my strategy, I'm thinking in the way that the bigger investors, the way that people who are putting their money into gold, because at the end of the day, we're putting money into the markets. We have to rationally think how we're gonna make the moment, how we're gonna use the gold, how we're gonna use the money. Does that make sense? And always when you're trading, guys, a lot of people have this misconception. Oh, they're like, okay, I want to get a 1 to 3 all the time. Like for example, I could see like if the market comes in like in here one more time, we could see the following movement. My stop loss, I'm gonna have my stop loss right here. That's about what, 62 pips. But my TP1 will be this whole money zone. That's 170 pips. That's already almost a 3 to 1. Look at this one. This one is about 7 to 1. This is about a 1 to 7. See, just like this stuff. I like this movement right here, guys. Honestly, I like this. Like this trade idea right here. Like this is fire. Like we could see more push to the downside before we see push to the upside. Like you guys see those like down manipulation, like that this is the 30-minute mine. I went into a lower time frame so you guys can really take a look at it. We could see a push to the support area, supporting it again, and then pushing to the upside. Why am I putting my stop loss all the way down here and I'm risking 84 pips? Because mind it, I'm an intraday trader and I'm a swinger. I like to risk big pips to get big reward. You know, I I wouldn't mind this area coming to get like filled up. Not only is that happening, but the market's just following market structure. In the 30 minutes, we have break of structure because this right here closed above this. Then we have highs, higher low, higher high. If the market comes here, we clearly wick it out, guys, creating the higher low, higher high. If you like clearly that will be equal high. Which did that, like we just want to see that market structure getting played off the whole time. Okay. So I would love to see this getting played off. Like at least coming to at least here. Like that would be a beautiful, but I do want to see that gap area getting filled up because that's about 38.20 Fibonacci. And it's about 38.20 and then 50% in the bigger time frame. Now we want to look at gold's twin brother, silver. So we got 20 minutes, and in these 20 minutes, I'm gonna run through all the charts. So you guys can kind of see how is it that I look at that? How is it that I look at the markets? But does that make sense how I marked up gold for the past 30 minutes, guys? Does that make sense? How is it that I'm looking at smart money? How is it that I'm looking at really understanding where money is at within the markets? Really understanding of where smart money is thinking about, because you want to get into the smart money type of mindset. You don't want to have the broke type of mindset when you're trading in the charts. Does that make sense? Bet, bet, bet. So when it comes down to silver, guys, we can automatically already see our daily zone. Like this is actually a beautiful daily zone and a beautiful support area. and the next daily zone will be this one right here. Okay. Now I want to go to the 4-hour and fix that daily zone. I actually love this daily zone right there. Yeah, what's up, sis? What's the question?
Okay,
Go ahead.
on the daily,
Mm-hmm.
and why wouldn't the top portion of the candles be, I guess, a zone? Or
This one?
could it be? Yeah.
So the reason why, because remember, we're with silver, I like to interdate. I don't like to swing it. The only one I like to swing is gold. Because the reason why I don't want to, because at the same time, we have to understand that this is a daily move. What we're dealing here is the daily moves. And at the same time, if we do want to see rejections, we're going to see something like this. We're going to see rejections like this, smaller rejections. Because remember, this happens a lot of times. This type of candles happen on CPI days, PPI, you know, or just understanding market structure. Like if the market, because we haven't seen no green candles yet. So I haven't seen any buying momentum or any buying candles for me to actually be like, okay, I want to have it all the way up here. Because I want to meet it at this level right here. Because if I have it all the way up here, imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles right there. Does that make sense? I hope that can kind of answer your question because I like this area right here because this is the closest to it. Because I want to inundate this. Tomorrow during our next session, I want to be able to erase it all and be able to put it a bit higher while I put this one a bit more higher. Because when I first started doing my daily zones, I actually drew them that big. And I will have this momentum of being like, okay, I want to see those big swing moves of 700 pips, 600 pips. You're able to catch them. But when that's 100, XPS 500. With gold, with silver, you'll be looking at a good 100 pips per day. You have to understand also how many pips does your pair like pump a day. I know gold pumps between 400 to 500 a day. So now we have the daily zone. We have the 2 daily zones. Okay. Now we want to go to the 4-hour. And this is where I like to actually fix my daily zones, sis. You guys see, like not only now from smart money, now of thinking about trading, I know that this is a head and shoulder pattern. We have shoulder, head, shoulder getting created. Head and shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes. Who remember that song? Bro, I remember I used to be so competitive. Like if we invert the scale, that's a shoulder, that's a head, and that's a shoulder. This is literally this is how it looks like. Shoulder pattern. Tree. Like it literally looks like a shoulder. Like it literally looks like head and shoulders. Like there was an image like that would literally show you, but I'm pretty sure you guys know what head and shoulder look like, what head and shoulders look like. With that candle right there, like that's one thing about trading. If you are more of a like buyer or you're more of a seller, you can invert the scale, guys. You can actually invert the scale. But I like to leave it like this because I now have an understanding of both. So now that we drew our daily now we want to go to the 4-hour and we want to see two things. We want to see where the market's at right now because the market can literally come right here one more time. Come reject, give us the same reject, this same candle, give us the same exact rejection. That could be the first one. The second one could be this one up here where the market's at right now. Okay. Now that I drew this, now I go to the 1-hour. In the 1-hour, I will be fixing it to a much closer. I actually like that right there. But at the same time, I like this better. You guys saw how I fixed it. Let me see. I like that better right there because it has that big rejection. It has that rejection. So we could see those zones right there. We could see that potential, support right there, like resistance right here. 29.165. And then we could see that. Wait, what? That was weird. 165. Yep, right there. And we could see the support at, let's see, support at 28.896, 28.896. We could see our support area right there. Let me see, somebody acting next. Yeah, we could see that resistance right there because the market's resistant, and we could see that support. Now I want to focus on finding the smart money areas, finding those areas that I could see potential. Like we do have this whole area right here. Something special about this area is that this area is resistance and is support as well. Not only is it resistance and support, but this could be an area where money is getting left behind because we do have that rejection right there. So that could be our money zone right there, guys. We could see potential sales like when the market reaches that zone, or we could just see the market just push into that towards that zone. Does that make sense? Because the market, like you see, we have that money right there. Like this is the whole area right here. That's his money zone right there. And the exact same area is the same area that we see with almost gold. You guys see that, so like that zone right there is almost the same zone with silver. So silver is more like a sleeping giant. I like to call it the sleeping giant because when silver moves, gold is gonna move. Money zone. Money zone. Now we're gonna do our 3 a.m. on right there. Let it open. Let it open right there. So I do want to see the market coming down, rejecting one more time, or just breaking through it since we already see that shoulder, head, and shoulder. You know, I mean, I already see the head, I already see the pattern. So now I'm gonna guide myself. Once you start trading more and more and more, you'll see the pattern more and more and more. Does that make sense? Okay. The next pair that we are gonna mark up is our beautiful coffee. Drop a 111 in the chat if you're drinking your coffee. If you drink Cafesito Train Nights with Sam, you know, drinking your coffee, because I mean the title says it all, guys. We cannot miss coffee. You know, everybody voting on having coffee, you know, as part of our charts. Nah, bro. Tea? I mean, I love me some good tea, but ever since I came back from Europe, I cannot drink the tea from America. Like it's so different. So with coffee, guys, we are sitting our daily. Like coffee, we are sitting our daily, guys. Okay. With coffee, we do have the other daily right there. So we have those 2 days. Okay. So actually, like, let me see. I like this better right there. Right there. Okay. Now when I go to the 4 hour, in the 4 hour, I want to see where the market's at right now. So we do have we do have this area right here with a lot of touches right there. And then the next area that the market could really fly to would be this one right here with a lot of touches. So you want to play with the areas that have a lot of touches, guys. A lot of them. Like that right there, we could be seeing a lot of you know, as you guys can see, this is rejection area getting built up right there. That's all just, you know, a rejection zone. That's what I like to call it. When I see a lot of candles right there, for me, that's known as a rejection zone, our rejection zone. So with the coffee, guys, at 4 a.m., we are going to be seeing some sales. I can't really see it, not only because we're seeing that rejection zone. So honestly, coffee, this is going to be a trade idea, guys. So if you guys want to go ahead and take, you know, a good tips from coffee, invalidation equals, let me see, invalidation equals 246.74. So that could be our invalidation for coffee, guys. So get ready because we do have the invalidation right there for coffee. We could be seeing if the market comes up one more time, I will be taking my trade right there. So right here with coffee, since I'm already seeing the rejection and the rejection is happening on my resistance, it's more likely for me to already take a trade this when the morning market opens. And I will be taking it at this area right there. So if I do take it from right there, I'll actually want to go back 50% Fibonacci. Like this whole move, like this whole thing was a move, guys. The market still has to go back 50%. So I will be taking it from short position. If I were you guys, I will take it somewhere in here, maybe like right here. You're risking 21 pips and you're picking up a good, but that's a 101. I mean, that could be something. That could be a move right there happening. Either or you guys can wait for the market to really push one more time to the upside. Like this is a 3-1, guys. This is a 3-1 with coffee. And the reason why I'm taking it right here, because the market has been in that area a lot of times. Resistance right there, and we have the support right there. Drop a coffee mug if you're with me on this one. You guys can see what I'm seeing with the movement within the markets. I'm just saying I'm not actually gonna be taking this, but this is how I mark up my charts when I'm actually about to take it. Does that make sense? I look for rejection zones, like right here, we have a rejection zone, and then we could see the market pushing down to the downside to that support area right there. Okay. And this could be really good. So TP1, so TP is support. So because here TP target equals 240.81. Okay, we could see our targets are 240.41, and we could see like between 240 or 245, we could see those rejections right there happening, guys. So this is gonna be a beautiful, beautiful trade. Not even gonna cap. Whoever like takes this, like, is gonna be making some good profits. All right, so we only have like 5 minutes, guys. So for everybody on my YouTube channel, thank you guys so much for joining me on this amazing, beautiful evening, guys. So stay tuned, guys, because tomorrow we will actually be reviewing Fibonacci levels, guys. So if you're on my YouTube channel, go ahead and watch the next video that's saved. The next video following this is going to be video number 2, Fibonacci zones or Fibonacci levels. So you can go ahead and watch what is Fibonacci truly about. And if you're in the call, guys, get ready because tomorrow we do have Fibonacci, all right?